What's up, nerds? It's your boy, the OG GM, coming to you live from a small island off the coast of Costa Rica. It's 8:57 in the morning. It's the 12th day of September in the year of our Lord, the lazy Steve the Cat. And we've got some Critical Role news on a Tuesday. Normally we do Critical Role on Thursdays, but Critical Role dropped a teeny little bomb yesterday that has so far been mostly ignored. Only one other people have caught it so far. One other website has caught it so far. Critical Role and Darrington Press reached a new deal last night with Demiplane, specifically the 5e Nexus of Demiplane, to put Tal'Dorei Reborn on their platform, just a couple days after announcing that Tal'Dorei Reborn would be on D&D Beyond. Not only does the 5e Nexus of Demiplane directly compete with D&D Beyond and Wizards of the Coast, the platform offers third-party publishers the chance to compete against them as well, which now include Critical Role, without dealing with the D&D Beyond weird thing about once you post third-party stuff, they own it and they can do whatever you want with it. Nexus is not so much. Demiplane is just like, okay, post your third-party stuff, we'll give you the thing, blah. Yeah, so what does this mean? What does this mean for their deal with D&D Beyond in the future and with Wizards of the Coast? A lot of people are seeing this as yet another chip in the armor, another thing where they're saying, no, we're ending our association with Wizards of the Coast. Now, we do know a few individuals came forward last week praising the fact that Tal'Dorei Beyond was exclusive to D&D Beyond, as it assured us that Critical Role Campaign 4 would be loyal to Wizards of the Coast. This, of course, was not true. At no point in time did anybody say it was exclusive to D&D Beyond. In fact, we do know for a fact that the contract between Darrington Press, Critical Role, Matt Mercer, and Wizards of the Coast is done by giving them Tal'Dorei Reborn to be put on exclusively on D&D Beyond for the first time, even though it was already on D&D Beyond. They just moved it from where it was to a brand new section dedicated simply to Exandria stuff, and then said, hey, this is the first time this has ever been on D&D Beyond, even though it's been on D&D Beyond for like a year now, if not longer. Okay, so people are like, okay, well, this obviously means that they're going to be loyal, they're going to still be using, but no, we know for a fact that no, that contract is done, and they fulfilled everything of the contract by putting Tal'Dorei Reborn first available through them, then on D&D Beyond, and now that they fulfilled that contract, they can do whatever they want with Tal'Dorei Reborn because Wizards doesn't own it. Darrington does. And so they have put the digital version of it available on Demiplane 5e Nexus to compete with D&D Beyond and allow third-party creators to make third-party content for Tal'Dorei Reborn without having to deal with the very unusual interpretation that D&D Beyond is having for third-party content in regards to who owns it and whether they can change it or not without your permission. As far as we know, Demiplane does not have the same thing. So as things stand now, the Do Not Compete ends pretty soon. And the NDA already ended, and the contract has already been fulfilled. So they could do whatever they want next year. They could renew their contract with Wizards of the Coast for a significantly larger sum of funds to do Campaign 4 using Dungeons & Dragons 6th Edition 2024. They could go off and do their own thing. They could do something completely different, perhaps Daggerheart, we don't know. But that they don't have to do anything with Wizards. And as I said repeatedly, they don't need Wizards. Wizards needs them. And the one thing that they can offer Critical Role that Amazon can't, as we've said repeatedly, is Critical Role monopoly. Basically, the ability to merchandise Critical Role off of things that they're not really truly being able to merchandise yet. I mean, making action figures is expensive. So yeah, Critical Role monopoly would be something that they could offer to keep them loyal. I think it's great that you can now have yet another way to access the information from Tal'Dorei Beyond if you do not want to deal with the weirdness of D&D Beyond. And what's next? What's next for our friends at Critical Role? Yes, well, we have some more Critical Role news coming up, but that's this story. And we'll follow it as it develops. Hopefully we'll have more information Thursday. It is interesting that they are remaining relatively close-lipped about their plans for 2024, for Daggerheart, for Illuminated Worlds. Even in the most recent interview, the creator of Daggerheart managed to say very little about what their plans are. Good on him. So we'll see. That's it for this. If you have any input, insight, information on this topic that I don't, please let me know. Until then, head on over to Demiplane Nexus 5e and get your copy of Tal'Dorei Reborn.